of our deck. Or just a straight eruption. Nice. Yeah, we can also just straight draw eruption. Got their second attack in. And we just erupt their face. And there. Hello, happy friends. Welcome back to the MTG Struggle Bus, where I struggle more so you can struggle a little less. We are at it again, this time with mono red. So disclaimer, I was trying to build a Naya aggro deck and I just couldn't get a good build. And I want to make sure I get a video out every day, so I audibled into mono red because, hey, like, you know, mono red's gonna do some work. Honestly, I put this deck together and then immediately went 5-0 with it. So as soon as I got home, I started recording. So yeah, this deck is pretty straightforward. We want to get on the board early. We're capitalizing on Creepy Puppeteer that makes our 2-drops and our 1-drops significantly larger. It's mono red. We get underneath a lot of strategies. This thing has posted very well against control decks. It even survived the game where they board wiped me 3 times. I wish I was filming that one. But let's go ahead and get into the deck. Creepy Puppeteer is a 4/3 human rogue for 3 red haste. Whenever Creepy Puppeteer attacks, if you attack with exactly one other creature this combat, you may have that creature's base power and toughness become 4/3 until end of turn. So of course, they retain their battle skills or keyword abilities, but their stats. So our 1/1s and our 2/1s become 4/3s with first strike or with trample, etc. So this card is a great way of getting additional damage. It can surprise your opponent, 8 them out of nowhere. Maybe even 9 if you're doing a Stormseeker, you're giving the pump. So these ladies here can do, or I guess it's just one and that's her puppet. So she could do a lot of damage. Great things. Some one of the cards that I definitely wanted to play around with in this format. Then another card that's experimental, which could be the flex slot of the deck, is Curse of Hospitality. This is a 2 red enchantment. Enchanted player. Creatures attacking enchanted player have trample. So that's one of the reasons why I put it in the deck, because I wanted a way to kind of get through those chump blockers. Sometimes that makes it quite relevant, especially if we have to go wide or if our opponent went wide on us. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to an enchanted player, that player exiles the top card of their library. Until end of turn, that creature's controller may play that card, and they may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast a spell. So a way to have card advantage, but in most cases, we're not going to have the mana to really capitalize on this. But, you know, sometimes in a pinch, it could do some work. And then, of course, it does allow us to combo with one of our removal spells where we can shoot the opponent before damage, and then maybe our creature can then trample over to our opponent. So we're running, of course, the mono red staple. Reckless Stormseeker is a 2/3 human werewolf for 2 red. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. On the night side, it becomes a 3/4 and then instead gives a +2/+0 and trample and haste. So super great beater, punishing our opponent for trying to do things at instant speed. Another charge or hasty unit, we have a 3/3 goblin in the form of hulking bugbear. This is a once again it's a 3/3 with haste for 1 red. So just a hasty beater. You guys have seen me put in my mono red decks before, just difficult to deal with. And then of course a one of fun of, because I only had 1, and why not? Because I only had 3 Puppeteers, so we're running Shatterskull Charger. This is a 4/3 giant warrior for 1 red. And then it has kicker 2, it has trample and haste, so sweet. If Shatterskull Charger was kicked, it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. So if we get to 5 mana, it comes in as a 5/4 charging haste unit, which is great. Or trampling haste unit. At the beginning of your end step, if a Shatterskull Charger doesn't have +1/+1 counter on it, return it to its owner's hand. So we could do this as a way to kind of insurance against board wipes, right? If we feel like our opponent's going to Doomscar or burn down the house, we could just play this again for 4 and bounce it. But of course, we kind of want it to stick on the board. Our 2s, we are running Royal Eruption. This is a way to go face as well as removal. It's a sorcery for 1 red, kicker 5, so for 7, which honestly we probably shouldn't be doing in this deck. If not, we have a major problem. Rolling Eruption deals 3 damage to any target. If the spell was kicked, it deals 5 damage instead, so it can go to our opponent's face. We're running 2 Reckless Impulses. This is a card advantage engine for us. This is a sorcery for 1 red. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. So of course you want to try to play this before your land drop. That way you can play your land should you draw 2 lands, etc, etc. But once again, just a way to dig deeper into our deck should we need to. Running 3 Cemetery Gatekeepers, and these 2 could easily be 4, but I only had 3 in my collection, so we're running 3 and 3. It's a 2/1 vampire for 1 red. First strike. When Cemetery Gatekeeper enters the battlefield, exile a card from a graveyard. Whenever a player plays a land or casts a spell, if it shares a card type with the exiled card, Cemetery Gatekeeper deals 2 damage to that player. So this is a way to deal additional damage. Sometimes he gets in for only 2, but sometimes he gets in there for 4, 6, 8 damage between attacking and getting the trigger. It is a card that has first strike, so getting pumped by Puppeteer makes him even more likely to survive combat. And yeah, against those control decks, you can grab a sorcery or an instance. This guy's going to do a lot of work. And then creature decks, sometimes if they're going bigger, they're only playing 1 creature a turn, you can snag a creature with it. Yeah, we're going to take some damage too, but they're taking more than we are because we're very aggressive. Running 3 Bloodthirsty Adversary. This is a 2/2 vampire for 1 red. Haste, so we like that. So most of the time we're just going to play this guy on 2 to get in there, but later in the game, should we have 5 mana, when Bloodthirsty Adversary enters the battlefield, you may pay 2 red any number of times. So multiple times, but yeah, now we're talking about 6, 8, or 5, and then 8 mana. Yeah, no, not in this deck. When you play this one or more times, put that many +1/+1 counters on Bloodthirsty Adversary. Then exile up to that many target instant and sorcery cards from with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard and copy them. You may cast any number of copies without paying their mana cost. So essentially a way to get back our Frostbites, our Reckless Impulses, and our Roll Interruptions to either go to opponent's face, draw extra cards, or get a creature off the board. And of course, it's a 3/3 later on, so that's sweet. Our 1-drops. This, you can kind of put anything in this slot, honestly. I thought about running the werewolf, or the human werewolf that has Menace. That's a 2/1 because it could survive Cinderclasm, ping effects, and it has Menace, so it makes it harder to block, especially with Puppeteer. That's a consideration, but I figured the first strike and the ability to pump should we need to, right, to get in extra damage when we're kind of flooding out, I think is worth it. So that's why we're running Voldaren Stinger. This is a 1/1 Vampire Warrior for a red. Voldaren Stinger has first strike as long as it's attacking, and then for 2 red, any number of times, Voldaren Stinger gets +2/+0 until end of turn. We're running 4 Frostbites. This is a snow instant for a red. Frostbite deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If you control 3 or more snow permanents, it deals 3 damage instead. So it can't go face, but I think the fact that we can potentially have a lightning bolt, right, paying 1 to deal 3 damage, gets a lot more things off the board. So I think the mana efficiency aspect of this is worth it. And we're running snow anyways for our lands, so why not? But this could easily be a play with fire if that suits your fancy. And then finally, Falcon Wrath Pit Fighter is a 2/1 Vampire Warrior for red. 1 and a red, discard a card, sacrifice a vampire, draw 2 cards. Activate this only if an opponent lost life this turn. So of course we can sacrifice this. We have pretty much just, actually we have quite a few vampires in the deck actually. So we could, I don't see myself ever doing that. I'll probably just sacrifice it to get an additional damage as a chump attacker before I'd normally do the sack effect, because we do have some mana sinks in this deck. But yeah, mainly it's just a 2/1 for on turn 1 that we like that could get pumped. Our land's pretty straightforward. We're running 22 of them because our curve is pretty low. We're running 18 snow-covered mountains and then 4 Faceless Havens, which of course for 3 snow, it could become a 4/3 Vigilance Beater, which is one of the ways we kind of can get around board wipes. But that is the deck, ladies and gentlemen and friends. So without further ado, let's see if we can aggro some people out. Our opponent goes first, and we have a 1 and a 2 and some additional card draw. I think we are going to keep this one. Right? I think we have 3 draws, right, until we need the 3rd land, and we have Impulse to kind of make sure we hit our land drop. So go ahead and play our Pit Fighter. Look for our pit fighter to get in there, but Thalia. Thalia, you say? Thalia is interesting. So the question is now, do we just kill Thalia and get in there, right? Or do we want to leave up like an answer to, right? Because that doesn't hurt us unbelievably. I mean, it's a great blocker against us. That's the only issue I'm having. Yeah, I could regret this if they make another one. Because there's so many more... There's so many bigger threats, right, in the mono white list. So this could be like a Cathar, and we feel kind of silly. Is this a cleric list instead? Oh, wow. Yes, thank you. Oh, that was great. Wow, I am perfect. That's crazy. It burnt premium removal on our 1-drop. I feel like that's a win. There's the Cathar. Yep. We can impulse plus something. I think we're just gonna get in there. I think we keep pressuring our opponent. And then we can impulse. That may draw us a removal spell for the Cathar. If not, we could just play Adversary, Aspirant, okay. Actually, we're only 1 land away from getting that back, actually. So, that's fine. Opponent getting aggressive here as well, can't blame them. Pit Fighter. I guess we impulse here. Would have liked to hit our 5th land. So there's our 5th land. Let's go here. We could play this next turn. We can also just haste in there, but once again, we'll have the impulse. So getting in for 8 actually does put our opponent in a pretty awkward spot. And then we have Hospitality to give our guys Overwhelm. We could still play like our Falcon Wrath. Yeah, I actually don't hate that. Maybe. Yeah, let's get in there for 8. I like that. They're kind of forced to lose the Aspirant if they want to. Oh, I guess I okay. So I feel a scotch silly about that. Let's see here. Can also fire up the Faceless Haven, depending on what they do. Still can't activate the Cave of the Frost Dragon. Put a counter there. Interesting. Let's see if they just call back the Chaplain. So can we kill them if we play... No, because of the first strike. So... Let's see here. So... Here. Eruption there, yes. We'll take it to the damage. Resolves. Oh, nice. Okay, fair enough. That was not on my radar. And then now if we double spell, that's going to flip that guy back. Okay, that resolves, unfortunately. Question is, do we decline so we don't lose the life? How bad do we want double spell here? We automatically just lose a guy, so that's not right. Losing the Puppeteer. So I feel a little silly playing the Adversary. We could simply draw a card and lose that. Yeah, I guess chances are they won't be able to double spell next turn, though that having first strike is a little annoying. But once again, losing like a Puppeteer. Yeah, that's fine. No attacks. They're kind of on the back foot. I guess they can also not play a spell. That could be a thing as well. Flip it back over. Okay. So, what are we looking for here? Maybe it was a mistake to flip it over. I'm not 100% sure. You could fire up Haven, right? This guy having first strike is a little annoying. Well, that's actually kind of huge, right? I think that's really good for us, right? 3 damage, hit that, yes. We'll pay the extra 1. Auto pay. Boom. These come into play. We could also still draw a card. She has haste. These are the only 2 we can attack that don't die. So let's buff. Oh, I guess I should have buffed there. And yeah, opponent scoops it up. Nice. Yeah, a few times to draw a land and then we're in business. Wish this one did 2 instead of 1 though. Man. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I think the charge or haste in our deck is enough to kind of make up for it, right? We can either see a 2-drop and a land, I'd be okay with. Alright, that was the complete opposite of what we wanted to see, but that's alright. Let's get in there. Chances are we will be able to kill something this turn, and then as long as we top deck a land, we're in pretty good shape. We get punished here if this is a pack leader. Fair. Nice. So the question is, do we want to get in damage or do we want to stop the shenanigans? It's a tough one. Because they get ramp next turn. I think it's too much of a tempo play for us. So let's just get in there for 3. And then they will be able to ramp this turn. Okay, so not punished. I'll take it. Nice, and it's nighttime. Man, I wish we drew a land there. So, do we... Man. Land there would have been huge because we could play another Stormseeker, right? Still kind of a lot of damage, actually. Oh, this could be a... Man, would they run a board wipe with Root Grazer? What is that? Also, man, I have no idea what that is. That's a little scary. Alright. Let's just bolt that. And then trigger. Still get him for 6. What would have been the difference? We would have gotten in for 10 this turn? Maybe. I just have no idea what that would be. Oh, it is Doomscar. Alright, cool. Good to know. Interesting that they're running ramp plus Doomscar. So, obviously, I could feel a little skilly. A little silly, but, you know, I don't think we were going to... I guess we could have cursed them there. Okay, fair enough. Probably could have been the better play if they were a Doomscar. Okay. So, we can Adversary Pump. Adversary pump doesn't sound horrible here. Then we attack. He's not gonna have trample though. We could bugbear pump and see if they block. Because that's still kind of 2-for-1s us, right? Yeah, let's just bugbear here, I guess, then. Still get him for 1 here. Yeah, fair. Actually, why didn't I attack with both? They had the block there. If not, they were dead. Lol. Okay, they're dead anyways. Never punished. Fair enough. I don't know why I didn't attack with both. That was I went too far in the tank there. Too far in the tank. So let's fast spell. Alright, no response. Play adversary and got there. Sweet. You know, I'm not... It's about all the lands we want, so we really don't want it in our opening hand, but we have our curve. And should we really flood out, we do have our pit fighter. I'm actually going to keep this. Would have been nice if one of these was a Faceless Haven, but I think the fact that we're going to be able to play absolutely everything feels pretty good. We'll still go with the Pit Fighter over Stinger. Though, playing on Stinger and the Puppeteer is kind of sweet. We'll see what kind of a start our opponent has. Nothing on 2, and we get to double spell here. That's pretty sweet, honestly. So, this is an Abrade. Okay, fair. Yeah, opponent has a pause. So it could be either play with fire or Abrade. I just always assume the worst. I mean, we could be walking into a burn down the house if they're kind of like a go bigger gruel. Go bigger gruel. I feel like that's not a bad title for a video. Might have to try that. Might be on the list of things. Tovlar. Alright. That makes a little more sense here. So I'm pretty sure they aren't gonna trade. We could attack, actually. And they can't block because we can activate. We just offer the trade. We A-space. I think we still just A-space. Yeah, fair. We are giving them a free card draw here. Maybe that wasn't optimal. Alright, 2 cards. I think we win this race, though. They hit us for 6. But then we crack back for 3, 4, 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We don't have a spell to get back. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we win this. I think we win this. Right? Because they're not going to flip this turn. Right? They get to draw some more cards. So let's see how greedy our opponent wants to get. They do have Lair of the Hydra to chump block. So what are we looking for up the top of our deck? I mean, I guess just another hasty threat or a frostbite would be sweet. Frostbite into Tempered Loner. I think we're good though, right? Am I mistaken here? We could just play pump this. I think we're good. This comes into play. Auto pay. No spell to get back, but it's triggered. And then pump. We just go wide here. Nothing. Oh, I guess the first strike is a little annoying, right? But I think we're good. So we should actually just pump the Stormseeker. Alright. That's going to deal 2 to something. And they're dead. Yeah! This is one of our slower hands, but not the worst. Man, I really like to see Gatekeeper War on the draw just because we have a higher chance of exiling something early, but I think we still keep this. Hopefully it gets in there. Would like to see one of our other 3 drops, right? That's not Charger, but we will Charger if we need to. You know, like a Perfect World Hero would have been like Frostbite, their 1 drop, then play Gatekeeper. That'd be pretty sweet, but I mean, I don't think we impulse just yet. I think we're still going to go ahead and land our Gatekeeper. Then hopefully he can get in there. And then we have a Faceless Haven, which is sweet. Yeah, really getting like a Bugbear or a Stormseeker off the top would be pretty sweet. And then once again, the turns we don't have anything going on. Yeah, that's a little awkward. That is a little awkward. Man, do we really just erupt that? That seems pretty darn bold. Do we just impulse? Because we can erupt that the next turn Gatekeeper, and I feel like that puts us in an okay position, right? I think I'm just going to impulse. Because the thing is they might do the work for us next turn, right? There's a good chance that they, Alright, that would have been sweet. Double land off of it, but... So let's see if they go ahead and pop the... It'd be nice if they do it for us and they deadly... Ooh, green, black. Okay, Innkeeper. Fair. Puppeteers. Still haven't sacked anything. Man, and now I do want to play our Gatekeeper. That still makes that Shambling Gas so awkward. Alright, I guess we just get in there. Which makes our Puppeteer a little worse, right? All we need is any of our other 1-drops, and we would have been okay. Any of our other 1-drops. And I think, you know, we would have been able to... And maybe we should have just let them sack it, right? Oof. Alright, well, at least I feel like we don't have to worry about board wipe now. This is a little on the dangerous side, though. So what are we doing here? Pit Fighter. We can get rid of a sorcery, right? I mean, they can have anything at this point, right? I think we still just keep applying pressure here. They have a kill spell. They have a kill spell. They may be the swarming deck or whatnot. If they burn their treasure for removal, I'm okay with that, because that puts them back on mana. Deadly Dispute. Okay, cool. Alright, sweet. So now I feel a little bit better. We can play Gatekeeper, eat that guy, select a creature, right? And I think even with Innkeeper, I think we'll be able... Actually, Gatekeeper plus against the Innkeeper at least negates Scoots. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're definitely doing it. We're 100% playing Gatekeeper. I wonder if we can leave the Scoot Swarm there. And, oh, gosh darn it. Unfortunate. Oh, we really need a mana there. Alright, so... Is it crazy for me to Gatekeeper then erupt Innkeeper? I kind of want to do that. Maybe it's just Impulse first? The Innkeepers are going to be a little annoying, right? Let's Pretty bold, but I think it's... Man. I can also just kill the Scoot Swarm, but I kind of want them making a bunch of dudes, right? So I think I'm going to. I hope this is correct. I could be wrong. I could get very punished here, right? If they have any additional removal for our Gatekeeper, and then we left the Scoot Swarm there. But they're taking... Wait. I thought this is when it plays. Oh, man. Alright. Well, then I made a mistake. My bad. I could have swore it says when a player plays a land or casts... Oh, casts a spell or plays a land. Okay. Fair. So, I made a bit of a hiccup there. I will take it. I think we could still apply enough pressure to our opponent, though. So now that's less good, actually. I feel really silly because we're going to be doing quite a bit of damage to ourselves now. Another Gatekeeper. So, what are we trying to do here? We can impulse and then exile instant. This is going to be a little bad. We can also Stormseeker just pump. Let's see if we get a land. No land, unfortunately. So we can't Stormseeker here. Playing Adversary lets us, if we get a land, we can we can kill. Man, this is a little awkward now. So we're going to be doing quite a bit of damage. We could have been able to attack, essentially. Yeah, I guess me misinterpreting the way that played out is a little awkward. So did we came in, let's just fire this guy off, I guess. Play instant. No attack, so we at least block, but you know, we're in trouble. We're in trouble for sure. Yeah, I think I would have played it a little differently if I had acknowledged or realized the fact that it creates it. I misread it because it says play a land, you know what I mean? So yeah, this is gonna be pretty bad for us now. So let's see. Next turn we can Stormseeker. Double block. Oh, yeah, I guess we can get blown out, right? If they have a removal. Thankfully, first strike works. Yeah, that's so awkward, man. Oh, I would have played that completely different. Dollhouse, okay. Nice, opponent, nice. Yeah, and our opponent's still at a health. Oh, yeah, that's so bad. Like, yeah, I think I should just concede here. Let's see. So, and that's a 4, so we can pump, make it day-night. What are we trying to do here? Still have 2 cards in hand. They have Scoot Swarm. Yeah, oh, man, we're doing so well too. Let's see here. No, we don't even have enough mana to Adversary again. We play the Curse. Yeah, whatever. They got it. Good game. We'll move on. We'll move on to the next one. Man, we're going first. We have 3 lands, but no 1 or 2 drop. I don't think that's good enough. I mean, I guess technically we can Frostbite their 2 drop. Is that good enough? We're going first. We want to be aggressive, so we're going to mulligan. Okay. We'll keep this and I guess tuck the... Let's tuck the Stinger. That way we just kind of follow our curve. 1, 2, 3. We'll see how this plays out. I think playing the 1 drop is correct. sweet. Look at that. Still got our third. Oh, man. Blue-black. I really want to play Gatekeeper into, like, a spell. I think we still just want to be the aggressor here. So this opens us up to somewhat a turn 3. Oh, dragons. Okay. Okay. Fair. Yeah, let's... I think we can get in here. So they block 3, they take 4. So let's see here. Eruption doesn't quite kill egg, but playing it early wouldn't be horrible. Okay, fair. Puppeteers. Alright, I guess at least now shields are down, we have a use. And then once again, having an adversary in our hand means we don't necessarily hate that we have to use the eruption here. And then Puppeteer will be able to kind of up our damage as well. Opponent is at 10, you know, that's not nothing. If they, you know, depending on how they tap out here, we could, you know, draw land. Dragon, okay. Yes, look at that. Look at that. So we swing here. Yeah, this feels pretty darn good. And then so we lose. It's gonna be 4 either way, right? I think, but let's just go here. And then yes. They're gonna block the 4 they can. They're gonna take 4. And then they can't do anything because they don't have any permanents in play. They're at 6. Iteration. Alright. Do they have a 3-cost dragon? They could be looking the board wipe. That's a good sign. They're exiling a gold span. Do we just fire up the Haven here? It's not lethal. Yeah, let's just fire up the Haven here. They have a fast spell, but they're gonna fall. Okay, fair enough. Alright, alright. Then once again, I mean, all we need is a land off the top of our deck. Or just a straight eruption. Nice. Yeah, we can also just straight draw eruption. Let's see if they have the counter spell. I don't think they do. And game. We're on the play, and this hand is great, except for the fact that it has 1 land, and we're not that low to the ground, so we're going to go ahead and mulligan. 1 again? Come on, deck. Really? I guess we're going to 5. Alright, we'll keep this. Oh, man. This is rough. We gotta tuck 2 things. Jeez. I guess a frostbite and a bugbear. Man. Going down to 5. Alright, this is gonna be a test. Let's see if we can do it. Really preferred this being one of our pit fighters now. Alright. So I think we should have kept the bugbear, but you know, we're in the blind. Alright, land off the top is gonna be pretty huge here. Come on, please, deck, please, please, yes. Whew. So, question is, do we play... I think we still just get aggressive here, and if they have the Fading Hope, they have the Fading Hope. But we have to apply pressure. Alright, alright. So let's see what our opponent does here. It's their divide by 0 turn, and we don't have much to do. Ooh. Egg, okay. Okay, oh man, and we could do kind of all of it. That was a pretty decent line here. So go here, play Hospitality on our opponent, then activate here and then swing. Our opponent's gonna yup, and we're going to bolt it in response, so they still take 3 damage. Oh man, that would've been sweet if we could have played the hazard as a land, but all right, we did get rid of Hall of the Storm Giants though, and their way of getting rid of Stinger. That would've been sweet though if we would hit a land drop there. So this is our opponent's Toxic Deluge turn if they hit their land. Which means we're just going to fire up the Haven, maybe? It's iffy because we have the Curse in play, right? They didn't tap out. And Pit Fighter gets in for additional... I think I am going to Pit Fighter because it does let us play off the top of their deck. Right? So let's go here. Let's get in there. And then, so what's the worst that happens here? I mean, I guess Cinderclasm, right? Yep, fair. So a little punished, I guess. Unfortunately. I don't think I would have fired up the Haven there. They're gonna consider, fair. So, maybe firing up the Haven. Unfortunately, we can't play Lear, but man, that's a pretty good mill. Okay, okay. So, our opponent did good there. They died. I mean, they would have been borderline dead there. So, I guess we should have maybe considered Cinderclasm, right? Because then I think getting in there, a 4 more, our opponent would have been at 5 is significantly better. Alright, they're iterationing. So that's a decent sign here. Playing their land, so they still get to leave up Divide by 0, unfortunately. But yeah, I think we are just going to fire up the Haven. Let's see here. That's a little on the gross side. Alright, let's see. Do we get a Charger? We do not. Unfortunately, we can't play this. So I think we just get in the 4 here. Let's see if maybe we hit a land. We might hit a land off their deck. Let's see. Do we get lucky this time? We do. Wow, nice. I will take that. Yeah. One at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. 5 mana. So can we get one of our hasty guys off of the top? We do not. So we're going to fire up the Haven again. And I think... Oh, wait. We have to do snow. That's right. Derp. Fire up the Haven again. And then let's see what they got. Iteration. So double Fading Hope. Fair. Nice. Nicely done. All right. Fair. Fair. Duration. Alright. So I think now they've gotten ahead of us. Granted, remember, this is a mold of 5. So we've been down 2 cards this entire game. Bugbear. Alright, let's see if this resolves. We're 1 shy of being able to cast it again. So if they do have the Divide, that works out for them. They do. Alright, fair enough. That's probably good enough. Our opponent, once again, they would have been at 1 here if we had landed with the Haven. That 1 turn that they Cinderclassed them. So, alright, let's Bugbear again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, I guess we attack. If this is the Hullbreaker, they got it. Can't really do much about it. Feel like this is the Hullbreaker. Yep, good. Oh well, it was a mold of 5. We're going first. 2 mana. We have some plays. I think we are going to keep this. Go Pit Fighter into Adversary, maybe Stinger. We'll see what our opponent does. Actually, awkwardly, we can't go Frostbite Stinger with this hand, but... Alright, yeah, I think we still just want to get in there. The next turn we can dig if we need to. I think starting to apply pressure early is part of the key to this deck, especially with Puppeteers. Maybe with Puppeteers there would have been consideration of playing Stinger, but alright. Fair enough. So, Impulse, maybe... Well, actually, we can't. I guess we just Frostbite that. Ugh. Still get in for 4. Miss a land drop, though. I don't know how I feel about that. Could still just get in for 2. Yeah, let's just Impulse. We can get in for 2 here. Alright, cool. Play our land. And then... attack for 2, and we still get to play our Stinger. And then... we may either bolt their face or yeah, maybe we'll see what our opponent does. Red white is gonna be interesting. So probably can anticipate a Goldspan Dragon or a young gold dragon. Okay, fair. So they're gonna hit Puppeteer here, but we do get to so question is, do we want to erupt their face or not? I mean, I feel like they just hit the Puppeteer. In our deck, that's almost making it uncastable, honestly. Another eruption. Okay, let's go ahead and play this before it gets exiled. 3 to the face. Frostbite here. And then A space, they block there. They take 3, so I think we just go here. If they want to make this trade, I think we're okay with that. They do not. That bodes well for us. They don't know about the second eruption, so our opponent's at 5. We have a Frostbite in hand. Let's see what they do here. This is going to be a little bit of a big turn for us. Curse of Hospitality. Nice. Nice, opponent. Alright, well now I think we do kill it. If they don't block, we can also just activate Stinger. Which, yes. I think I like this better. Because we could just activate Stinger, get him to 3, and then the following turn erupt. Right? Because this doesn't gain life. Alright, let's activate. Okay, and I think we're good now. Right? I mean, so now it puts us where we're not relying on our creatures to get in there. I think this is correct. Double damage. Cool. So they get Frostbolt off the top. Nice. Yep, they fire that off. They get their... I think they should have waited until they got their second attack in. And we just erupt their face. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Well, friends, that's mono red doing mono red things. Yeah, I think this deck's a 5. This deck is a 5. Reason it's man, you know what? It's a 4. It's a 4 because it's expensive. Like these 2-drops are mythics. So other than that, everything else is fair game. But yeah, I guess because of that, I have to put it as a 4. But this deck did it. I mean, I think the flex slots in this list are probably just the Curse of Hospitality, right? Even in the games, like I think the trample was more relevant than the card draw in most cases, to be completely honest with you. So these could easily be additional impulses or maybe play with fires, right? So we can go face. Or obviously, if you have them, just the 4th copies of Adversary and Gatekeeper as well. Other than that, the list is sweet, man. It worked out pretty well, not gonna lie. Finished off at 11-2 with this run. So, I mean, pretty darn good. The deck is great. I think if you guys want to climb ladder fast, this is the way to do it. You get underneath so many strategies. But alright, that is going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, as always, happy gaming.